Imagine a life where less is actually more, where simplicity isn't just an idea but a philosophy. Welcome to the minimalist lifestyle. In an era where consumerism is often seen as the norm, a growing number of people are opting to swim against the tide. They're choosing to embrace minimalism, a lifestyle that champions the power of less. But what does this mean? Well, minimalism isn't about deprivation, as some might think. Rather, it's about intentionality. It's about making the conscious choice to own fewer possessions, to declutter not only our physical spaces but our minds and lives too. The beauty of minimalism lies in its flexibility. There's no one-size-fits-all rulebook. Your version of minimalism might look different from mine, and that's okay. It's about finding what works for you, what brings you peace and greater joy. Now let's delve into why minimalism has been garnering such popularity. One of the key benefits is reduced stress. Picture this: a home free of clutter, where every item has its place, and there are no piles of stuff to sort through. Doesn't that sound calming? That's the power of less. Fewer possessions mean fewer things to worry about, fewer decisions to make, and less mental clutter. Minimalism also paves the way for increased focus. When we're not distracted by excess, we can concentrate on the things that truly matter to us. We can direct our energy towards our passions, our relationships, our personal growth. We can live more fully in the present, rather than being weighed down by the past or anxious about the future. Moreover, minimalism cultivates a greater appreciation for the things we do have. When we're not constantly chasing after the next shiny thing, we can find contentment in what's already in our lives. We learn to value quality over quantity, experiences over material possessions. Now you might be thinking, that sounds great, but how do I actually live a minimalist lifestyle? We're about to break it down. First off, minimalism starts with a mindset. It's about valuing quality over quantity. This idea, though simple, can be profoundly transformative. It requires a shift in perception, a pivot from the societal norm that more is better. In essence, minimalism invites us to challenge this norm, to question whether having more truly enriches our lives. Imagine a life where less is more. Less clutter, less stress, less busyness, and more space, more freedom, more contentment. That's the minimalist mindset. It's about recognizing that every possession, every commitment, every thought takes up space. And by reducing these, we free up room for what truly matters. Let's delve deeper. Think about your physical possessions. Each item you own carries a weight. It needs to be stored, cleaned, maintained. But when you choose to keep only what's truly valuable, you lighten your load. You create a space that breathes peace and simplicity. Now consider your relationships and commitments. Just as with material possessions, quality trumps quantity. Having fewer but deeper relationships can be more fulfilling than having 100 acquaintances. Honoring a few commitments wholeheartedly can be more rewarding than spreading yourself thin across numerous tasks. Finally, your thoughts. Our minds can be the most cluttered space of all. The minimalist mindset encourages us to declutter our mental space too. It's about letting go of negative thoughts, unnecessary worries, and unproductive patterns. It's about focusing on thoughts that serve us, that promote positivity and growth. The minimalist mindset isn't about deprivation. It's about intentionality. It's about choosing to fill your life not with more things, but with meaningful experiences, relationships, and thoughts. And remember, it's a journey, not a destination. It's about making small, consistent choices every day that align with this mindset. Once you've adopted the minimalist mindset, you can start applying it to different areas of your life. So, are you ready to embark on this journey towards a simpler, more meaningful life? One of the most tangible ways to practice minimalism is by decluttering your living space. It's more than just tidying up, it's about creating an environment that reflects your values and fosters peace and productivity. So, where do we start? Well, one practical approach is the one in, one out rule. This principle is as simple as it sounds. For every new item you bring into your space, one item should leave. Bought a new book? It's time to pass on an old one that you've finished reading. This strategy helps maintain balance and prevent the accumulation of stuff that can quickly overwhelm your space. Next, let's talk about the box method. Grab a box and fill it with items you're unsure about keeping. Once the box is full, seal it up and write a date 6 months from now on it. If you haven't opened the box by that date, it's safe to say you can live without those items. Of course, exceptions apply for seasonal items like winter coats or holiday decorations, but you get the idea. This approach helps you realize what you truly need and what's just taking up space in your life. Now, this doesn't mean you should live in an empty room with just a chair and a lamp. The goal is not to live with the least amount of things possible, but to only keep items that serve a purpose or bring you joy. That vintage camera collection that you love? Keep it. That stack of magazines you haven't touched in a year? Maybe it's time to let it go. Remember, decluttering is a process. It's not about perfection but progress. It might feel overwhelming at first, but with each item you remove, you're making room for what truly matters. So step back and take a look at your space. What does it say about you? What could it say about you with a little decluttering? A clutter-free space is a clutter-free mind. So let's roll up our sleeves and start decluttering. It's time to simplify your life and embrace the minimalist philosophy. Minimalism isn't just about possessions, it's also about how we spend our time. And, in today's fast-paced world, time is a luxury many of us feel we don't have enough of. So, how do we simplify our schedules in the spirit of minimalism? Firstly, it's crucial to understand that simplifying your schedule doesn't mean you have to do less. Rather, it's about doing more of what truly matters. It's about prioritizing tasks and focusing on what brings you joy, fulfillment, and moves you closer to your goals. This could be spending time with loved ones, pursuing a hobby, or working on a passion project. But how do we decide what's important? A useful tool is the Eisenhower Matrix, a time management technique named after President Dwight D. Eisenhower. It helps you categorize tasks into 4 quadrants: important and urgent, important but not urgent, not important but urgent, and not important and not urgent. This can help you identify what tasks truly deserve your time and which ones can be delegated, postponed, or eliminated altogether. Next, let's talk about the power of saying no. It's a simple 2-letter word, but for many of us it's one of the hardest to utter. However, it's a vital tool in simplifying your schedule. Remember, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So don't be afraid to decline invitations or tasks that don't align with your priorities. Another key to managing your time effectively is to avoid overcommitment. It's easy to fall into the trap of filling every minute of our day with tasks and activities. But this can lead to burnout and stress. Instead, try to build in periods of downtime into your schedule. This could be as simple as taking a short walk, meditating, or just sitting quietly with a cup of tea. Lastly, remember that perfection is not the goal. It's about making conscious decisions about how you spend your time and being okay with the fact that you can't do everything. Remember, time is your most valuable resource. Use it wisely. After all, minimalism isn't just about having less, it's about making room for more time, more peace, and more life. Adopting a minimalist lifestyle isn't a one-time event, it's a journey. And like any journey, it's not about the destination, but about the experience and the transformation that happens along the way. Minimalism brings about a profound shift in our perspective. It's not just about having less stuff, it's about making room for what truly matters. It's about freeing yourself from the need to constantly acquire, and instead focusing on appreciating what you already have. It's about living with intentionality and mindfulness, cherishing the present moment, and letting go of the clutter, physical, emotional, and mental, that weighs us down. The benefits of minimalism are many. It can lead to less stress, more freedom, and a greater sense of fulfillment. It can help us to focus on our goals and what truly brings us joy. It can help us to be more productive, more creative, and more present in our lives. It can give us the space and the freedom to live the life we truly want to live. But remember, embarking on a minimalist journey doesn't mean you have to get rid of everything you own. It's not about deprivation. It's about making conscious decisions about what you allow into your life and what you choose to let go. It's about finding a balance that works for you. So start small. Maybe it's decluttering a single drawer or saying no to a commitment that doesn't align with your values. Maybe it's taking a moment each day to appreciate what you have instead of longing for what you don't. Every small step brings you closer to a simpler, more intentional life. And remember, it's okay to progress at your own pace. There's no right or wrong way to be a minimalist. The most important thing is that you're taking steps towards a lifestyle that brings you joy and fulfillment. So, are you ready to simplify your life and embrace the minimalist philosophy? Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more tips on living a minimalist lifestyle.